It has now been just over a week since Assassin's Creed Mirage has launched, and in the 7 days and counting since, the gaming landscape has morphed into something entirely different from what it was on October 5th, 2023. So today, I'd like to analyse and critique exactly how well Mirage has aged since its release, and whether or not I could truly recommend this game to players now, when I most certainly could in the past. Let's start with the stealth. On the Thursday this game came out, the stealth was quite good. It was a modernised blend between the old and the new, and you had a very strong toolset that facilitated creativity and quick thinking. But a week later, I have to say the stealth has aged quite poorly. Spider-Man 2 is about to come out in a few days, and Spider-Man probably has more tools than an assassin does. So if you are okay with a somewhat antiquated stealth system by mid-October 2023 standards, as compared to the beginning of the month, you could give the game a go, but don't say I didn't warn you. Now for the combat, well, for the first week of the month, I'd say the combat did its job. It was simplistic, yes, but you were truly deadly with the right decisions made, and you could definitely attack and kill enemies as you can in most video games involving violence. However, we are now approaching the third week of the month, and now that I think about it, the combat just isn't doing it for me anymore. What was satisfying then is now utter boredom to me now. I suppose it doesn't help that Spider-Man 2 is coming out on October 20th, as a reminder to anyone excited for it, and Spider-Man will almost certainly have more combat opportunities than an assassin does. I mean, it's just a fact. So you could play the game and engage in the combat, or you could wait to play as a superhero and do some really fun combat. It's up to you. Finally, the story. Now, the writing was serviceable at launch, don't get me wrong. Not my favourite Assassin's Creed story, but certainly not a bad one. But at launch, we did not have an enticing comic juggernaut like Marvel's Spider-Man 2 releasing in just 5 days. And so what was once an enjoyable assassin story, back during its era, has now been lost to the annals of time because Spider-Man vs. Venom is a more nostalgic, back-to-the-roots reimagining of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, which was also outdated until the release of this game on the PlayStation 5, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. So, looking at Assassin's Creed Mirage from the lens of the distant future, can I still convince someone to play the game? The answer is unfortunately no, especially if you are a PS5 owner. You've simply waited too long to give the game a go, and by today's standards, you're better off playing Spider-Man 2, which will have better stealth, combat, parkour, and even possibly a better story than Assassin's Creed Mirage. As we all know, it is impossible to play more than one game, and everything on the internet must constantly be compared, so Mirage is unfortunately the loser in this competition and is well past its prime. For more detailed retrospectives, game analysis, and narrative critiques, please sub to my channel, as next month we'll be discovering just how well Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has aged, coming out just 2 days before Alan Wake 2, a game in a completely different genre. Goodbye.